And each year we celebrate veterans on November 11th, but we don't always get to put a face to the hero. This morning we're fortunate enough to have Mr. Ray Crum, a veteran who served multiple tours of duty in Vietnam. He's here to tell us a little more about his story. Good morning, Mr. Crum. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. You served many tours at Vietnam. And what exactly does that mean to you? Why did you decide to enlist, first of all? And what was it like when you had to come home?
Well, I enlisted, when I went to Vietnam, it was a little different than the draftees and the people that went later. I had been in the Marine Corps for about 6 years and had had some of the best training available. And I was a little older than some that went. Some guys were right out of high school with a minimal amount of training and shipped off before they'd had any seasoning, as it were. But in Vietnam, you became a professional real quick. And they did a super job. And when my time was up and I came home to take care of my family, all I was interested in doing was getting a job and taking care of my family, which I did. But the memories and everything stays with you. And at the time that we were getting out, there was no such thing as PTSD or help for this, that, or the other. The VA was a skeleton of what it is now.
Different eras, different wars, and certainly you see differences from Vietnam to now. Iraqi veterans coming home, and so what sort of differences have you seen?
Well, the people that experience combat, there's a lot more similarities than differences. The difference now is the way they're received, which is very good. I do volunteer work at the VA, peer counseling, and this is a group of us that underwent training, and we offer a kind ear. And it's sometimes easier for them to talk to us than to really open up to the psychologists and psychiatrists who are well educated but haven't been there. And so, and one thing that I'm really happy about is the number of veterans that are willing to go back and give their time to other veterans. Gene Allen and some other folks have organized peer groups all over the valley. And there's a lot of peer counseling available for people that need it.
And that's great, because sometimes they can't come back and even speak to their families about what they've seen, what they've been through. So to have somebody that's been through the same thing sort of lend them their ear for a little bit certainly is great. So what exactly does Veterans Day mean to you? What do you look forward to the most about it each year?
Well, it's great to have people tell you thank you very much, but in a sense, we don't consider ourselves heroes. We're just people that went to do a job as part of living in this country. And it's not, it wasn't acceptable to us. The generation we grew up in, it was something everybody did, one way or the other. Now it's a volunteer organization and people go because they choose to go. Veterans Day is wonderful, the tributes being paid to all veterans. But in our minds, we pay our silent tributes to our friends that didn't come back. I have 14 names on the wall of people that I remember and pray for.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here this morning and opening up to us, sharing your story. And of course, we want to thank you for your service to our country, because without our troops out there, without our servicemen, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the freedoms that we do.
You're very welcome.
And you can catch this interview plus all of our other interviews from today by heading to valleycentral.com. We'll also have a list of some of those events going on around the community.